We should stick to the main plaza. Unless you like getting soaked by the rain.
Stay safe, buddy.
Maybe if I move to the Volley Hotel, that won't cut me off. Hey, if you hear about any entry-level job openings, let me know.
Bad part of town, buddy.
I've been trying to find an office
I'm gonna
job,
do you a
but all of
favor.
them require like 5 years of experience.
Hey, it's your ass, not mine on the line. Us crate rats used to think that it... Kinda wish they wanted to... Well, you'll find them at Madame Savage's. So, being so, what with the disciples and all. Can't blame a fellow for trying.
Where the fun never stops. In the city that never sleeps.
I heard there's shortages over at Reliant Medical. Not great. Doc Manning better get his act together before the place shuts down. Look, I ain't gonna stand around here all day, right? Want stuff or not?
I'm still interested.
You looking to get zoned?
What? You think this stuff falls?
Yeah.
from the sky?
Well, if I had a credit for every time I heard that line, I wouldn't be stuck working in this place. So, I'm guessing you're the rook that Delgado sent. Well, let me save both of us some time. Turn around, fly back to the key, and tell the big boss that I'm in no mood to screw around. We'll make this deal when he starts taking me seriously. Are you serious? You're just gonna completely blow me off like that? I spent the last 3 months setting up this job, burned 2 contacts and a hell of a lot of credits. The whole time, I'm also keeping Bayou off our backs. That idiot even catches a whiff of money and he latches onto you like a damn leech.
The few times I've dealt with Benjamin Bayou in the past have been rather unpleasant, to say the least.
All right, I get the point. Let's just get this over with. I don't have a ton of time to stand here and screw around, so I'm gonna make this as clear as possible. You want the conduction grid tech, then you're gonna have to download it from the power core of Generdyne's facility in the underbelly. Love the confidence. But before you pull the ripcord, I'm afraid I need to add a bit of a wrinkle. While you're inside Generdyne, I need you to plant a virus into their system. It's a simple side job that'll earn you some credits. I think you can handle it. Well, look at you. You're smarter than I thought. Generdyne has all sorts of tasty, valuable snacks in their databanks, and I want access. Here, take this microdrive and access the computer in Brayson Bayou's office. It'll do the rest on its own. It might be wireless, but you aren't going to be able to use it from here, genius. Generdyne's got their place locked down tight. But, as usual, the weak link comes from the people that work there. I recommend you start with Ayumi Komiko, an upper-level exec at Generdyne. Get your hands on her security pass, and you'll have the run of the place. Yeah, you probably don't want to do that, Komiko's having a little fling with Benjamin Bayou. Anyway, you can... As for dealing with Komiko herself, she's got an office in the trade... The rest is up to you, Rook. When you're done, come meet me at the VIP booth in the Astral Lounge, so we... Don't let Komiko push you around. She isn't as tough as she seems.
Queue for a cup of coffee right now.
Ever run to Spacers?
Okay, that's settled.
Welcome. Please, I can offer you a drink. Or perhaps...
You kidding? Chimera, all day. Why do you think I'm here?
No, no, not... You people should leave her alone. What do you want?
See, you just proved my point. Down your
Yeah,
throat,
sure.
lost
Tell me, you debt collectors alone. Now get out of my club.
No, really? I'd like to see you try.
Yeah, I guess you're right. Where the hell did Micah learn to mix a drink like
The-
that anyway?
The Crimson Fleet. Oh my, I'm sorry. Sorry, Ayumi owes a lot of money around town. I'm trying to help her. If you want to talk to her, you can find her in the... Of course, access to the lounge is going to cost you. And I'm not changing. Excellent. Please let us know if anything in the... Enjoy your drinks.
Micah knows how to make a drink.
Yeah. What do you want? You must be zoned out of your mind, because there's no way anyone sober would say something like... The Crimson Fleet, huh? So tell me, what does Delgado need? So, let me get this straight. You want me to sneak you into Generdyne so you can steal the only profitable piece of... If you expect me to take a risk like that, then it's going to cost you some... All right, I get the point. But you can't expect for me to walk away from this empty-handed. Fine. It'll have to do. Here, take this pass. It should get you through the storage room entry to the facility. I'm warning you though. Once you're inside, you're trespassing. Good luck.
Too bad I can't squeeze any Aurora from this fish.
lot of valuable tech disappearing from Genodyne to justify all the scrutiny of their own employees. But I suppose they need all of this infrastructure to convert the lightning to electricity. Must be a lot of valuable tech disappearing from Genodyne to justify all the scrutiny of their own employees. Of these conduits. They must be rated to carry an immense amount of power. careful. Don't want anyone below hearing us rummaging through these ducts.
Oh, it's you. I was wondering how long it would take you to get down here. If you want the encryption cipher, you're welcome to it. I just don't want anyone getting hurt. Look, there's no need to be angry with me. I'm not trying to trick you. You want the cipher? It's... At this point, I'd do anything to get back at my brother. He deserves... Look, I'm giving you what you want. The least you can do is hear me out. You know, I've spent my entire life living in Ben's shadow. Everything always works out for him, while I've been bouncing from one job to the next, barely keeping afloat. And all the while, he laughs at me behind my back. Thinks it's hilarious to make fun of his stupid brother. Like I wouldn't eventually find out.
Tyrants like your brother eventually fall. It's inevitable. Perhaps you should just give it some time.
Yeah, that would be nice.
Indeed. The only real harm you can do to Benjamin Bayou is through his bank account.
You know what? I am sick to death of being pushed around. It's my turn to take control for once. The passcode for my terminal is GEN-41A18. That should give you access to the cipher and whatever. I'm getting out of here while I still can. After you're done, I suggest you... Feels good to be in control for a change.
Quite a view of the laboratory below. With all of that equipment.
there you are. What kept you? I believe we have a lot to discuss. It's obvious you're here to meet someone. Fortunately for them, they rented this VIP room under a fall. I assume that same someone provided you with that clever little virus you installed into Generdyne's system. All too well. You know, I should give credit where it's due. That virus is quite impressive. That's the last time I'll ever take the... And I'm a businessman, which means I know when to walk away from a deal. It's because I don't negotiate with pirates. They don't understand commitments or contracts. No. For your kind, it's only brute force and violence. Shoot first, take whatever you want, and ask questions later. That's not how I... It may seem that way, but for every rival I've had thrown into the ocean, I've made 2 times as many legitimate. Look, I'm not here to debate. All you have to do is tell me who's profiting from the virus you've uploaded.
You make my skin crawl, babe.
Brayson? Interesting. And here I thought my dear brother was simply a coward. Perhaps I've misjudged Brayson. No matter. I'll deal with him soon enough.
I would urge you to use compassion on Brayson's behalf, but that word isn't in your repertoire.
So, I assume this concludes our little arrangement? Oh, when you get back to the key, be certain to give Neva and Delgado my...
Devin and Astis has run into some trouble. Word to the wise?
I've heard that Benjamin Bayou has a private penthouse. If Benjamin Bayou's ego was as combustible as helium-3, he'd be able to provide enough fuel to power every ship in the settled systems. That crack was painful.
That side's a bad place for tourists these days. Hey, get away from me.
Glad you're back. Sorry about the whole Benjamin Bayou thing at the Astral Lounge, but I didn't have much of a choice. Can you believe the nerve of that smug son of a bitch? You're not the least bit concerned that he found the virus and figured out where we were meeting that quickly. Must be nice to be so naive. That might help you sleep at night, but doesn't do me a hell of a lot of good. Since Bayou flagged the virus, I can't risk accessing the system now. All that work I did trying to crack Generdyne is gone. Now I'm in a bit of a bind. The prep work for this job put me in deep for a bunch of... That's pretty cool of you to offer, but I know what he's gonna say.
Sorry, Estelle. This was your scheme. You're on your own.
Believe me. Look, I was hoping you'd pick up on what I was trying to ask. What the hell with it? I'll just ask. Can you cut me in for a little bit of cash you're making on this job? I mean, I did get you inside and practically...
She's right, you know.
I appreciate that. I really do. Having each other's back is what makes the fleet strong. How much are you willing to part with? Wow, that's way more than I expected. I had no idea you'd be
I had no idea either, but we do appreciate everything you've done, Estelle.
All right, I guess we're done here. Tell Delgado if he ever needs me for And hey, you won't be hearing Rook from me anymore. As far as I'm concerned, you're one of us now. Lifeblood of the fleet. If anyone tries to tell you otherwise, you send them to talk to me. Put in a good word to Delgado for me, will ya?
And we're off. Sports class. Orbital insertion completed. Nice jump. We're right on target. And we're locked in.
Hell's breaking loose, Rook. Delgado needs you in the repair bay with Jazz as soon as possible. Respect! That's why you're here? Look around you. The only reason all these losers are here is to earn credits or die trying. When I feel like you've earned it, I'll stop calling you Rook. Right now, we've got a crisis on our hands. Hooray! You got the conduction gizmo. You did exactly what we asked you to do. Good work, pat on the head. Are you ignoring me or something? I just said there's an emergency. Oh, that's hilarious. You're a real comedian, you know that? Now get your ass to the repair bay. Go!
Shooting at ghosts now.
Bad luck for you! Ha! Right one over here! Hit! You're done!
I like my weapons like I like my coffee. Scaldy.
While we're here, perhaps we should remain silent about my background with the United Colonies.
And you are sure we will have those defense batteries up and running?
No. I'm not sure. They're in bad shape, Del. Really bad shape. I'm already using duct tape and spit to keep the station from falling apart. You want me to pull a rabbit out of my hat?
I don't want to hear excuses. I want to hear that it's going to be fixed. Period. Get it done.
All right. I'm on it.
You want to quit standing there and hand over the conduction grid data?
Nothing you need to worry about.
Stay in your own space lane and let Jazz do her damn job. Now, do you have what we sent you to Neon for, or not?
Wow. Really?
You know what else isn't easy? Listening to complaints and excuses. From everyone.
All right, I get it. Just hand over the tech.
All right, listen up because I don't want to repeat this twice. We've gotten word that UC SysDef is massing somewhere nearby for an attack on the key. While we prepare for their arrival, I want you to head straight for Bannock 4 and bring Crix's legacy home. Oh my God. Haven't you been paying attention? The only reason half the fleet's captains haven't scattered across the settled systems is because they're waiting for their part of the score. No money means no protection. No protection means we are done when SysDef arrives. Simple enough for you? I have a very reliable source at Mast. They were so concerned that the threat was real, they actually jumped the information out to us right away. Just slow down and listen before you jump the gun and ruin everything. Lay it out, Jess.
All right, first things first. I'm gonna upload this data you snagged from Generdyne into the Key's databanks. All you need to do is build and then install a conduction grid module onto your ship. Oh, and if you haven't already, you'll need the CommSpike module installed as well.
While we're at it, perhaps we should fetch your groceries for you as well?
Once your ship is ready, jump out to Bannock 4, board the Legacy, and bring us the cash. Of course there's a catch. What, you thought this would be easy?
After you board the Legacy, be on the lookout for 2 transfer modules. They're special keys that allow access to the ship's vault. Once you locate the vault's control center, hook up the data core I'm gonna give you, and download everything they've got.
And before you get any bright ideas, like running off with the money, that currency is going to be heavily encrypted. Only a genius like Shinya will be able to crack that encryption. So bring it back here right away. Yeah? I sure hope so. Look, I'm gonna make this real simple for you. If that money ends up anywhere but the key, I will hunt you down and pry it out of your dead hands myself. Now get moving. Come back with Crix's legacy.
I need to get those defensive batteries online, so make this fast. The CommSpike traces and decrypts coded signals. As long as you have the transponder ID, you can track pretty much anything. That file you lifted from the Galbank archives contained the Legacy's transponder code, which I'll program into your nav system. All you have to do is get within the vicinity of Bannock 4, and the CommSpike will automatically point you to the target. Cute toy, huh? Well, you already know that the conduction grid does a pretty nifty trick. It absorbs extreme voltage and converts it to usable power on Neon. The version for your ship can still absorb incoming electrical energy, like, say, the EM field surrounding Bannock 4, but it can't store the power.
Instead, it just scatters the EM harmlessly away from the hull, insulating you from frying every circuit aboard. As a nice side effect, I'm betting the module will make your ship somewhat EM weapon resistant and boost its shield regen. Lucky you. There are 3 defensive batteries, basically high-powered military space turrets, triangulated around the key. They were part of the UC's original defenses for the station. Pretty effective, too. Can put some serious hurt on enemy spacecraft. The good news is that the batteries have an incredibly wide field of coverage, so they can pick off ships trying to reach the key from any vector. The bad news is that they're 100-year-old tech. They keep breaking down and are expensive as hell to keep operational. Not a problem. Conduction grid data is all set up in the system, so should be an easy install. You just watch your butt out there. SysDef might be on your 6. I need to get those defensive batteries online, so make this... Not a problem. Conduction grid data is all set up in the system, so should be an easy install. All right, let's see what you need. I need to get those defensive... Not a problem. Sure. I need to get those defensive batteries online. Not a problem. Conduction grid data is all... I bet you would. I need to get those defensive batteries on. This is it. Don't screw this up. I need to get those defensive batteries online, so... Not a problem. Conduction grid data is all set up in the system, so should be an... Oh, yeah, nothing like changing it up to make a ship feel new again. I need to get those defensive back. Not a problem. Sounds like fun. I need to get those defensive back. Not a problem. All right. I need to get those defense. Not a problem. All right. Let's see.
Got mixed feelings about my last job. On the one hand,
Hello.
Lieutenant Toftis is organizing.
All support ships have arrived, Commander.
Good. After we're done here, arrange it briefly. I want all of their CEOs over here as soon as possible.
Yes, sir.
There you are. Where have you been? Don't mistake what you're doing as some sort of heroic gesture. We're all risking our lives here. I've received the reports about your little foray into Genodyne. Last piece of the puzzle before you go after Crix's legacy. Which means it's time to put all the cards on the table and prepare to attack the key. Thanks to your evidence, we were finally able to convince them to task us the necessary resources. Before you jump to Bannock 4, I need to make one thing abundantly clear. The credits from that Galbank transport cannot reach the fleet. You have to bring them here at all costs. If Delgado gains access to those resources, we might be touching off a battle we can't possibly win.
We've been monitoring the Crimson Fleet's comm chatter in the Crix system. They're gathering allies by making promises based on your success.
As much as I hate to admit it, UC SysDef won't stand a chance. The fleet will become stronger and more unified than ever.
Perhaps the UC should have thought of these potential consequences before incarcerating those people on Suvorov.
Perhaps. But instead of spending time debating our predecessors' mistakes, we should be working towards a rapid solution. I've always known that when it came down to it, you'd do the right thing. All right, I guess this is it. Do whatever prep you need to do aboard the Vigilance, and then head out to Bannock 4. When you return here with Crix's legacy, we'll begin the attack. Good luck. Stay focused and be careful out there.
You doing all right?
Warm up the engines.
Clamps released. Must have been a good jump. But still, I hope our conduction grid holds. Otherwise, that EM radiation will overload every circuit on this ship. Oh, keeping my fingers crossed. EM levels are off the charts, but the conduction grid's holding. Over there. It's the legacy, and she's completely intact. And what's that?
Look at the damage to these robots. We're not the first people to set foot on the base.
Please stand clear of the door.
I haven't seen one of these in years. I think using these decades ago.
Repair, not loss sensor contact. Damage all systems.
I don't stock up on junk. actually lost them.
Recording initiated.
Well, now, let's see. Another day's gone by. What's it been now? 6 weeks? Food packs for my ship are gone, so it looks like the clock's running down for me, and Issa wins. What a clever woman. I never saw it coming. I mean, I can't blame her. I was stupid enough to hand her the opportunity. Now the fleet's resting on her shoulders. I only hope she doesn't run the whole operation right into the ground. Anyway, let me just sit down in this chair. There we go. Best view in the house. All that money staring me right in the face, and it's completely worthless. This is a nightmare. Worst kind of prison imaginable. I'd trade every last credit of it away to be back in New Atlantis, running with the Scar. Start my life over again. But enough dreaming. I've got to face the inevitable. This is where I'm spending my final days. Hopefully, someone with at least half a brain will follow in my footsteps and bring the score home to the Crimson Fleet. If anyone finds this message, tell Issa that I don't blame her for what she's done. Most important, tell her to keep the fleet strong.
Crew recording terminated. External communication detected. Automated recording system activated.
Legacy, come in. This is Issa Melant. Are you there, Legacy?
Holy shit. Issa, is that you? Issa, I'm here. Yes, I can read you.
Jasper Creeks. You're still alive? You always were one tough son of a bitch.
Yeah, I'm alive. No thanks to you. A month? Really? You left me to sit here and panic for a month. We said you'd wait a week, tops.
Wait a moment. I think broadcasting from outside the EM field is interfering with my comms. Did I just hear Jasper Creeks the Great admit that he was panicking about something?
Yeah. How about we cut the crap and you get my ass out of here? Come on, there has to be millions of credits here. We're rich.
You know what? I think I'm going to pass. Right before you left, remember how you temporarily placed me in charge of the fleet? Well, right then I decided to make the job permanent. All I had to do was make some alterations to your sheeting plans, mainly the footnotes I even paid a tech to ensure a few of your ship's power connections were dodgy, just in case. Yet, look at you now. Frankly, I'm surprised those shields held long enough for you to make it through the storm.
What the hell? You can't do this to me. I'm in charge of the fleet. How dare you?
Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, see, I thought I was clear. I'm in charge. You're dead. Well, I won't tell everyone that. I'll spin some story about you running off into the sunset with loot in hand. Oh, very romantic. The fleet will eat it up.
You don't care about the credits? Isn't that what this is all about? Fleet is family, remember? If we can't depend on each other, then what the fuck is the point?
You idiot. Don't you get it? Boarding the Legacy is a one-way journey. The technology simply doesn't exist to pull off your stupid eyes. And don't quote me the fleet's motto. I listened to that bullshit for years while you made deals and cut me out of them. You call that family? What? I'm glad you're alive. It's given me a chance to say goodbye. So, goodbye? There. All done.
Isa? Isa? Are you still there? Answer me.
Crew recording terminated. Crew recording initiated.
Son of a bitch! Nothing. Complete waste of time. I've tried everything I can possibly think of, and I end up right where I started. Oh, here, I thought I was so clever. Thought I had it all figured out. First, fix my ship and get the prototype shielding back online. Second, shunt the power from the cred tank array back to the system to drain the credits. And then third, haul ass back to my ship before the EM field rips apart the Legacy. 3 easy steps, right? Only problem is, I'm stuck at step 1. Every system on my ship is dead, and there's nothing aboard this ship to use for repairs. I can't believe I came all this way, just to end up stuck here like the poor bastards who ran this ship. Actually, wait a second. Isa will figure it out. I told her where I was going for a reason. She's smart. She'll know something's up when I miss the rendezvous. After all, we're supposed to split the loot. All I have to do is sit tight and wait until she figures out that something's gone wrong. Then she'll come here looking for me. In the meantime, I should start rationing my food. I could be waiting for a while.
I'm sure they had something we can use.
Beginning currency transfer. Please stand by.
We should add that artifact to the collection as soon as possible. Dropping off a few choice items. Really? I'm surprised you have to ask. You gave Commander Ikonde your word that you'd bring Crix's legacy to the Vigilance and end the Crimson Fleet once and for all. And in my eyes, and in the eyes of Constellation, your word is your most valuable asset, far more. So you're going to have to ask yourself,
the right call to end the Serpent's crusade. But I trust your judgment. All right, let's cycle that airlock and get aboard.
Screwed up, sir. Let's put an end to this pirate scum once and for all. The fleet have done a lot of harm.
Good. Is that it? Is that Crix's leg? Ensign, take this and enter it into the data core analyzer.
I'm on it, sir.
You see, Lieutenant?
I have to admit, I'm impressed. Encrypted or not, it's quite a lot of money to be carrying around. The temptation must have been excruciating. Well, you came through.
Now, on to other more pressing matters.
We received confirmation that the fleet ships were scouts sent to probe our defenses. Unfortunately, one of them jumped away before you arrived.
Which means that Delgado will have the Crimson Fleet prepping defenses of its own.
If Delgado's aware of our attack fleet, then we're at a tactical disadvantage. We have little time to waste.
That's the plan. Lieutenant, if you wouldn't mind explaining our strategy.
Yes, sir. The Vigilance is equipped with the latest in hyper-resistant shielding, making it the only ship that can safely approach the key. The catch is that the key has access to 3 orbital defensive batteries that can fire electromagnetic energy. One hit, and we lose those fancy shields. Our mission is to take out those batteries. In fact, I'll be personally leading the assault on Battery Alpha. I need you to be my support.
Sadly, we didn't get as much support for this mission as I would have liked. There just wasn't enough evidence gathered.
We weren't able to convince MAS to lend us additional squadrons. They feel like they've committed too many resources already. That means we'll have to take out all 3 batteries ourselves.
It's unfortunate, yes. But we wouldn't be here if I didn't believe you could do it.
We've also given you a call sign, Renegade, to help coordinate our movements during the attack.
Once those batteries are destroyed, board the key and bring Delgado to justice. You won't come quietly. You do what you have to do. I knew we could count on your support. Well, this is it. After years of planning, it all comes down to this moment. All my hopes and my best wishes go with you. Good luck.